Okay, so you know you shouldn't be scrolling homes, but let's be honest, that's exactly what you want to do next, right? The problem is, if you don't search the right way, you can end up feeling overwhelmed again, or worse, you can end up falling in love with the wrong house. Here's what I see happen all the time. Someone finally decides, okay, I'm ready. So they open up Zillow or Realtor.com apps, and there are literally hundreds of homes. So what do they start doing? They start clicking. And at first it feels exciting. And then it turns into, why are these prices all over the place? Why do these homes look so good online, but not so good in person? How do I even know what's a good deal? And now instead of clarity, right back to feeling overwhelmed. How do you actually search in a way that makes it easier, not harder? The biggest mistake that people make in this phase is trying to look at everything. Instead, you need to narrow first. Before you look at another home, get clear on your price range. Not the price range you wish you were in, the price range that you can actually afford and is going to be comfortable for you and your family. Also, you want to get clear on your areas. Not only the areas that you like, but what are the ones that make sense for your situation? For example, if you and your spouse both work, are you going to want to be near one person's work or the other or somewhere in between? And what's going to work long term for your actual situation? Then you're going to want to look at what matters most to you in a home. For some, it might be all around their pets, right? They've got to have a fenced yard. Now, that's something that can be changed, but that might be something that you want to look at. Is there even a good size yard for pets? Because here's the truth. Not every home in the market is for you. And the faster that you accept that, the faster this process is going to get easier. And once you start looking at homes, you've got to understand something that most people don't realize. Online photos and descriptions do not tell the full story. A home can look perfect online and feel completely different in person. Or a price might seem really high until you understand what's going on in that specific area. This is why having the right guidance when you start your search really matters, because it helps you filter out what's really worth your time. And this is usually the moment where people either feel really confident or they start to feel stuck again. It sounds like where you're at right now, just trying to make sense of what's real and what's not. Drop a comment for us and let us know what the confusing part is. By the way, I'm Jerry and I help people make sense of this so that they're not guessing their way through the process. All right, once you've narrowed things down online, it's time to start looking at homes in person. This is the exciting part. You've got a couple of options when you're doing this. You've got private showings, which is essentially where you're going in by yourself, most likely with an agent seeing the property in person. And the second one is open houses, where it's really open to the public. Anyone can come and see the homes. But here's something really important to keep in mind. Whoever you're talking to at those homes is representing the seller. So if you're walking into open houses or calling listing agents, just know that they are looking out for the best interest of the seller, and they're not there to look out for your best interest and guide you through the process. That's why having your own representation matters during this phase. All right, at some point, one of two things is going to happen. Either one, you're going to keep searching and refining your search, or two, you might walk into a home and say, okay, this is it. And when that happens, everything shifts from browsing to decision making. And if you made it this far the right way, you're not guessing anymore. You're confident in what you're looking at, and you're ready for the next step. Because once you find the right home, the next step is when things get very real, very fast. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens when you make an offer and what to expect so things don't catch you off guard. Watch that next because this is where people start to feel the pressure, and I want you to be ready for it.